I'm into jazz, play a lot of kind of jazz piano. Been playing piano for probably, oh Lord, since I was in year 5. I don't know how long that is. Probably like 15, 16 years. I don't feel that's my environment. I'm someone who doesn't like kind of doing the same thing every day. I like different things.
Yeah.
I like to know that like my week 3 weeks from now is going to be different to what my week looks like next week. You have to wake up quite early. It can also be very disorientating because you're sleeping in different hotels.
Yeah.
You're sleeping in different beds. You know, sometimes you forget things that you need as well. And you're eating different foods at kind of weird times as well, because these are all different time zones. So your food is kind of, and you don't really have much control over what you eat. You eat what they give you. If you follow through with the things, with the ambitions and the dreams that you have planned to do, if you take care of what it is you're doing, then that thing will in turn take care of you, and that you kind of reap the rewards and the benefits of pursuing that thing.
So welcome back to another episode of Quality Touch Podcast. I'm joined with a man with many talents.
Well, thanks.
I'm gonna let you to introduce yourself, man.
Well, firstly, thanks for having me on the podcast, DeAndre. I really appreciate it. My name is Sultan Stevenson. I'm a pianist, kind of creative kind of individual, musician. I literally just came back from, I was in Italy on Monday, doing a concert in Italy in a place called Sardinia for this jazz festival out there. Before that, I was in Romania. I play a ton of different countries, mostly in Europe. I'm into jazz, play a lot of kind of jazz piano. Been playing piano for probably, oh Lord, since I was in year 5. I don't know how long that is. Probably like 15, 16 years. That's kind of a bit of what I do.
Brilliant. But yeah, before we speak to you about your story, I want you guys to make sure you like, comment, subscribe. You're doing well, trying to get the TikTok and Insta followers up. So yeah. Before we speak about the story, do you want to go straight into a game? I've got a game where, it might be interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. So your artist, we're going to go with music, yeah? So there's a game where I make sure people cannot say a word beginning with S for snake or P for piano.
Right.
We're going to do musical instruments. We're going to go back to back, yeah? So I say guitar, you say, yeah?
Oh, okay.
And you've got 5 seconds to think of the next instrument. Okay. If you don't say the next one in 5 seconds, I get the point.
So it can't begin with S, can't begin with P.
That's it.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to...
Let's do it. And you can't repeat a word.
Yeah, we can't repeat it too, yeah?
Oh, okay. Right.
So yeah, we're going to...
Really testing me, yeah?
We're going to go straight into it, yeah? It's going to be nice and quick.
Okay.
Trumpet.
Xylophone.
Keyboard.
Trumpet.
I said trumpet, innit? I said... What else to me? We're going to do instruments again.
I'm just warming up.
We're going to do 2. We'll do 2 more. Best of 3. Okay. Yeah? We'll go again. Because it's a new round, we'll go again, yeah?
Okay.
Trombone.
Violin.
Keyboard.
Viola.
Cello.
Double bass.
Nah, this guy... Microphone. Does that count?
Nah, no.
I'm out. This guy knows too many. I don't know what... We'll do one more, yeah? So the next one, because it's 1-1. Wait. Do you want to do instruments again?
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm ready now. I'm ready.
I'm out.
No, you got it.
All right, cool. Keyboard.
Bassoon.
Flute.
Ocarina.
Wait, bassoon.
Oh.
Is that a P?
No, that's bass. Bassoon. B.
Sorry.
Recorder.
Where was I? Flute.
Cello.
Contra bassoon.
Drums.
Tenor saxophone.
Saxophone.
But tenor saxophone.
Ah, brother. I'm out. Aye, brother. Aye. I knew I should have done instruments.
No, you did well, man. You did well.
I did all right. You're saying instruments I've never heard of in my life. But I could have said things like, I don't know, cymbals is...
Yeah,
that's a C.
That's a bona fide
instrument.
instrument. That's C, yeah.
You see, I could have said...
Absolutely.
But cool. Triangle. Oh, man. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So like...
Well, I mean, this is kind of what I do. I tour and play piano, but I also love conducting. So as a conductor, you kind of need to know every single instrument.
Yeah, of course.
Well. So this is really my this is my game, you know.
Mm-hmm. But
I might steal this one for my friends.
Okay. But yeah, man. So how did your story begin? So where did you like grow up? Yeah.
Well, it began in. I guess I was born in Dalston, Hackney, in Homerton Hospital. I don't know if anyone knows Homerton Hospital, but yeah, I was born there. I grew up probably the first 7 years of my life in Dalston.
Okay.
My mum, she's from Dalston,
Mm-hmm.
so she kind of grew up in the area. At the time, we were living at my grandparents' house. My mum, me, my dad, and my grandparents, and then we moved to Tottenham. And I actually went primary school just up the road in a place called St Anne's Primary School.
St Anne's?
You know St Anne's?
Yeah.
Oh, you know St Anne's?
Yeah, not St Anne's. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know anyone that went there though.
Oh, you know me.
Did anyone from your primary?
Not one person, no.
Is
Nobody,
it?
no.
Alright, cool. So actually, I'm going to skip straight to it. So
Yeah, for sure.
when you went to secondary school and no one from your... How did you end up going to the secondary school you went to?
That's a good question. Well, I was actually supposed to go Gladesmore. My mum really, really wanted me to go Gladesmore. But for some reason, because we went to the open day for Woodside, but for some reason, I think she put down Woodside as second.
Yeah.
Gladesmore was obviously first.
Yeah.
Well, at the time, we were living in Tottenham, like not too far from Northumberland Park. So it's within the catchment of Gladesmore.
Yeah.
So we thought it's a done deal, like, I'm going Gladesmore.
Yeah.
Perfect. But no, we got put into Woodside. And she tried to appeal and everything. Like, she put in two appeal letters. But I think for some reason, maybe God wanted me to go.
Yeah. I guess it's a straight W3 there, you know? Oh, shoot.
You know, some kind of divine intervention thing. And I didn't get into Gladesmore at all. So went Woodside. It would have been perfect because like loads of people from my primary school went Gladesmore, but no one went to Woodside. So I ended up in Woodside.
That's nice.
I didn't know anyone. I didn't. In fact, no. I knew. You remember Tyrone Asari?
Yeah, Tyrone. Yeah.
Shout out Tyrone. We lived on the same street. So
Okay.
I knew him probably when I was in like year 5, year 4. But I didn't really know him like that. I didn't know him too well. So he was really the only person in year 7 that I kind of knew.
Okay.
But yeah, I was the only one from my.
I guess it's similar to me, yeah. The school I went Woodside as well.
Yeah.
I went Bruce Grove Primary School.
What's that again?
Bruce Grove, Bruce Grove, innit?
No, the primary school. Bruce Grove.
Oh, it's by the post office. Like it's at the back. It's a back road though.
Oh, I'm with you. Right.
Yeah, so it's behind the station. Like,
oh. Okay.
Yeah, you wouldn't see the school if you're walking. Like, it's back road.
Oh, near the wood place, the timber and all that.
Yeah, not far from there. Not far. From, yeah, you just walk around. Yeah.
I'm with you. Right.
So most people went Gladesmore as well. At the time where I was living, I moved houses actually, but my mum did not want me to go. Everyone went Gladesmore.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't actually want to go there either, to be fair.
Where do you want to go?
So my cousins went. All of them went Northumberland Park.
Oh.
I was familiar there because I used to play football there a lot, like growing up. I don't want to go there.
Right.
Like, that area was mad and stuff. You know what I mean?
That school is mad.
The school was nuts as well back in the day.
Yeah.
My mum used to go Woodside.
Okay.
So I'm like, I might as well go to your old school.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I was thinking, you know what I mean? Where I moved to was around the corner, so it just made sense.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, man, like, I might as well go to your old school, like,
Yeah.
and funny enough, my sister goes there now.
Oh,
So
man.
it's still.
My sister went there as well.
Oh, is it? Yeah. So it's still in the, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, man. But yeah. So how did you find primary school and obviously going into secondary school?
It was cool. I mean, primary school was it was a lot of fun. That's where I started learning piano. I took piano.
That's what I wanted to ask actually. So yeah, how did you get into the love of music as well?
Well, it started in primary school, year 5. And I didn't actually want to. I tell this story all the time on concerts and stuff. I really actually didn't want to learn the piano at all because I just thought everyone's learning piano. Like you see, everyone's always learning the piano. There's pianos everywhere in train stations, in like pubs, in concert halls, everywhere. There's always a piano, and I wanted to be different. I didn't really want to be like everyone else. So I thought, nah, I don't learn piano. So I told my dad, because my dad, he's a massive inspiration. He's like he used to be a jazz journalist, a music journalist.
Okay,
that's kind of how I got into it. But with the piano thing, I really didn't want to learn piano. I actually wanted to learn the saxophone because I thought the saxophone, no one really plays the saxophone. Well, I didn't know anybody at that time when I was at that age that played the saxophone, so that was a bit more original to me. Hence the attraction towards that instrument. And I thought it looks cool. You know, it's kind of, I see a lot of black people playing saxophone.
Yeah.
Whereas piano, you don't really see that kind of representation.
Mm.
So I definitely wanted to learn saxophone, but the primary school didn't have any saxophone teachers, nor did it have any saxophones I could rent and to learn them. So my dad's like, look, this is the situation, but why don't you learn piano whilst you're in primary school? Then when you go to secondary school, maybe we can see if we can get you a saxophone. So I said, yeah, fair enough. And went to the piano lesson. It's a 20-minute lesson. Within 2 minutes of the lesson, I had no desire to learn saxophone whatsoever. I was like hooked on the piano. So it's a complete kind of switch.
Wow, yeah.
And yeah, that continued. I loved every single lesson. Year 5, year 6. And then when I went into secondary school and continued learning piano all through secondary school, I remember it was funny, like, all of you guys used to play football at lunch.
Yeah.
I was always in the practice room.
Oh,
And everyone would always bully me and say, like, oh, you're going to come out to the, where are you? But I was always actually in the practice room. I was practicing because I was just hooked. And yeah, it was around about that time that I started to get into different kind of music programs, like Saturday, Sunday kind of music programs. And, music became a really kind of big kind of thing. Loved music lessons like in school as well, the piano lessons and also the classroom lessons. And I think one of the real turning points was when it was in year 10, I got this scholarship to go to Michigan in America to this kind of summer kind of course of like, it was a very intense course of people from all over the world that had a real interest in jazz specifically and music generally. So yeah, I went to that and had great teachers there, very, very inspiring. But I was always on the fence, to be honest. I was always on the fence of, do I do music or do I do something more conventional, like maybe pursue a career in, I don't know, engineering or maybe like a maths degree or a physics degree or something like that. And that kind of perpetuated itself, that thought perpetuated itself into sixth form college. So I went to Woodhouse College down in North Finchley, which is a really great, it's a really great school. It has I think it did a really good job at balancing like academic kind of stuff with social kind of, with just more social, relaxed kind of things. So it was around that time I needed to decide, because obviously it was like university time application. So it was the decision whether, do I do a music degree or do I do like a maths degree? So I was actually, that was literally my UCAS options was, do I do the music thing and take the chance, or do I do something more conventional like a maths degree? Probably then do like a grad scheme and get a pretty good job, stable job in, I don't know, finance or maybe engineering or maybe even education. It's one of those things. And I was very fortunate because I had very supportive parents. Parents that were like, look, we don't really mind what you do. Just whatever you do it to the best of your ability. So I think what was again, another turning point was I did another kind of summer school, this time in New York. This is probably age like maybe 17, 18. And that kind of sold it for me. It's like, I'm going to do the music degree. So 5 years ago now, I started at a place called the Guildhall School of Music, which is a really fantastic music conservatoire. For those of you who don't know, a conservatory or conservatoire is like a very specialist music university. You still get a degree and it's bona fide and everything, but this is a very specialist kind of place where it's mad to get in. You need, I think the applicant pass rate was something like maybe 7%. 7% of people that apply actually get a place on the course. So I applied to like 3 of them, a place called the Guildhall, which I went to, the Royal Academy of Music, and a place called the Trinity Laban Conservatory. I didn't get into the other 2, but I got into Guildhall, luckily. That's like a whole other kind of story. But yeah, I went there and I had a great time. That was very different because those people, they didn't really come from where I came from, like in London, in a kind of urban kind of school, like going to a school like Woodside High, or even my primary. Like these were people from like private school, and maybe international people with like loads of money, who had been learning music since they came out of the womb. Like this is it's a very different kind of social kind of apparatus that I was working in. So that was a real kind of culture shock. It was like, wow, this is like very different to anything I've ever experienced. But I pushed through and I was like, look, I'm not gonna let that kind of deter me. I'm not gonna let that kind of get to me, I'm going to do my thing. And I'm also going to own that I came from, you know, this kind of background, that I am, you know, parents both of Barbadian origin.
That's something I want to speak on a bit later as well. Yeah, that's what, shout out Barbados, man.
Yeah.
Because I did not know you was from Barbados as well. Which is nuts.
That's what I'm from.
But I'm gonna speak more. I wanted to speak about well, I'll say a bit about myself.
Of course.
So I do music in school, from primary school. I actually went Gladesmore to do music lessons. Obviously, I was playing football.
I was at that same. I did Gladesmore.
Back in the day, back in the day, I did recorders and stuff.
Okay, right.
And so I remember that, like, don't clap this one back. All them,
them games.
them little games and that, done all that.
Nice.
And in primary school, ended up doing the trumpet and that. So we had the option. So the half of us were split into trumpet, the other half were clarinet.
Okay.
I'm like, bruv, trumpet, like, it's loud and that. I thought I'll do the trumpet. I was good. I got photos on that. So I'm good at that. And then can't think of any other instruments, but one thing, I want you to speak about this later as well, which was sick. Normally, like, when school's finishing and that, like, you lot will come in and do a performance, which was quite sick.
Yes.
So you, I think Melissa, who was a year below us.
Yeah, that's it. What them done is.
And I was thinking, bro, like, I want to learn how to play the piano. So many years later, about a few years during lockdown time, I ended up getting a keyboard for Christmas.
Yeah.
And I more or less self-taught myself, so I go on YouTube.
And just learn.
The only thing is, I'll tell you now. So the only reason why I stopped is because the batteries. I can't find the. I can't find the battery. So there was a plug because I moved houses and that. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a plug socket, and then it required like 9 or 12 batteries to keep. Brother, that's long. So it's just being rotting away. It's clean though, that man's cleaning it, but I ain't been playing it.
Okay.
But I can tell you things I learned to play myself. Like Monsters Inc. Is that?
Yeah.
I learned how to do that. Code.
2 hands.
So 2 hands, no cap. I swear, a Toy Story theme song.
Wow.
So I'm mostly looking at things that people like. Oh, I know that. I'm like, yeah, you get me. Not like that Johann Packbell thing. If you know what I'm talking about. I could do that. Trying to think of other.
Farrelly's by Mozart.
But easy, light work.
Wow.
So I was fascinated. Always on YouTube, but the 2-hand thing, I haven't got the coordination. It was this. My left hand does not exist. You see, in football, you got guys that only use one foot. The keyboard and the piano don't work like that.
Okay,
you need 2 hands. Same way in football, you need 2 feet.
That's it.
And so I'm like, I kept saying I need music lessons. I never got to it though. I was just always going on. I'll be slapping the YouTube thing.
You got to find the batteries.
You know what's nuts? You know what's nuts as well, yeah? I used to actually understand
the notation.
Yeah, bro, because I used to do music lessons back.
Of course.
That's all wiped out. So if someone's, if I'm seeing all that, I'm thinking, it has to say C, B, A.
Okay.
I can't read notes.
Oh, man.
Because that's wiped out. Because I don't pursue music. It was stuff I learned when I was young.
Okay.
Same way I believe, when people say, because I guess you said you started in year 5-ish. When you learn like a different language young, it's easier to. Whereas if you learn it older, it's long. Whereas I feel like if I try picking up now, I'm finished. Like I've rubbed myself out. But that's with me and music. But I thought it was quite sick seeing you lot perform. I'm thinking, like I want to be able to do that. That is a big inspiration still. So that's what I want to speak about actually. Before we speak about your background as far as Barbados and that. What was it like performing for the first time? Obviously in school, and then
later
taking it out further. Yeah, so
in school, it was cool. I mean, I'm very grateful for the experience because it's like that's the first kind of relationship I had with performing in front of people, which is a very different. Like, it's one thing to be in a room and you're just practicing, but it's another thing to then go on stage and actually perform for people in real time. Like, and sometimes it doesn't even matter the amount of people. It's like it could be 5 people. You can still kind of get nervous or things that go to plan. But it's also going to be like, I guess our assemblies were like maybe over 100. It definitely was over 100 people. And it's a different thing, but still it's that kind of pressure. But then later, I think those experiences, they kind of helped me to know how to conduct myself on stage. Because it's more than actually, like right now for me, it's more than, you go on stage and play a piece. It's not actually, that's only half of it. It's now you actually have to think about, I'm almost trying to be a host to the audience. I'm trying to make them feel welcome. Because if you think about it, like to one of my concerts, like in London, I think the ticket price is around maybe £15 or so. Like, so someone will pay for a ticket for £15. They'll pay for a meal. Maybe they've come with their girlfriend or boyfriend or some. They'll pay for a meal after. They will buy a drink maybe at the show. I don't know, maybe they might buy like one of my CDs or one of my vinyl or something. So by the end of the night, they've paid close to like £70-80 on the show. So to me, I want to make them feel like they've come to something where I really appreciate them coming to the show. So it's very, very important for me to actually show that kind of care and show that kind of specificity with my greeting them. That's a very, very, very important thing to me. But again, that all came back from playing like on the assemblies and the kind of, I guess, presentation evenings and the ceremonies, certificate evenings of secondary school. It all kind of feeds into that and building a relationship with on stage and how you should kind of conduct yourself, the body language, the mannerisms, the all these kind of little kind of things like people don't actually think about that go into making a good performance and go into making a good creative artist on stage.
Mm-hmm. That's one more thing, before we move from the topic of school, this is just based on stuff from my memory, because so in school we were split into two different sides. So I barely saw you in school, but I knew you were smart. What else is there? You said you don't play football.
No,
but you was athletic. That's one thing I will never forget. I remember we went to athletic competitions together, representing school. I remember winning many races. One thing that I remember the most when it came to the athletic is you was racing and you was next to me, right? So we're doing a relay. Okay. So I spoke about this in like one of the early episodes. So I ended up winning it, right? But I just remember I can see you right there, and I was like, "There's no way. I didn't know you was that quick."
Yeah, I used to be quite good.
Obviously, and then that comes down like you're from the Caribbean, man. I feel it's in your blood, man.
True.
You know what I mean?
The muscle structure.
Yes. But I didn't know. You get me? You were quick. So man. So that's what I'm saying. A man of many talents.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying, man? But in school. So I'm sure you wouldn't mind, like your grades. So this guy was very smart, you would be one of the people that's so smart, you would end up getting an 8, but you'll be so disappointed that you didn't get a 9. That's how smart this guy is. So that he'd be, oh man, I can't believe I got an 8. So like, what like subjects were you interested in other than obviously music, of course? That you felt you done well in, if you don't mind sharing that.
Of course. I mean, for me, I don't think there was many subjects that I didn't like, to be honest. Like I liked every subject. I mean, in particular, I really liked English. Actually, I didn't really go further past GCSE, but I did like English. I was always quite good at English.
Language.
English.
Language, or language or
language or lit. I like literature.
Is it?
I really love. I was very good at analyzing quotes.
Okay.
Kind of seeing motifs and patterns, and, like seeing kind of language devices and structures and all that stuff. I had pretty good teachers. Do you remember Miss? Maybe let's see if I can actually remember all these teachers from year 7 up. In year 7,
a lot of them are gone, by the way.
They're all gone. Year 7, I had. Do you remember Miss Simji?
Yeah. She was the head of the Indian.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, I remember.
Miss Simji, year 8, I didn't really like it. Maybe I shouldn't say something. Hopefully she's not watching. But you remember Miss Georgia?
Yeah. She taught me at one point as well. She was cool. So like this is what I'm saying. People don't know this about me as well. I was good at poems.
Okay.
Wicked.
Right. Writing or analyzing?
Both. Okay. No. I'd rather writing.
Okay.
I I can, it's like writing bars for rapping or something. I can, anything, I'll write something sick.
Right.
And I actually got nominated to go represent myself actually, but for the school.
Okay.
For I remember there was a leukemia or something, and it said something about every cloud has a silver lining.
Right.
And I still got it, the certificate, the book, it was published in that. My thing was in there, and it was talking about. I remember the topic is what I wrote is should England should we leave the EU? And I said something about should we leave, should we stay, another day, Right. And I said I vote to remain. Yeah, we ended up leaving, which is nuts. Yeah. And I think if whoever in charge read my book, we would have remained. But it was sick, and I ended up coming second overall out of all the people. So it was So when it comes to poems and that,
you're the guy.
I was the guy.
Right.
Language, I was the guy. But writing you know what it is? I've said this before, yeah. It's my own fault. I don't understand how. But when they said, cool, I want you to analyze paper 2, check the language. Paper 3, check the structure, whatever. I'm mixing them up, and I don't know why. Like I'd be like, there's a full stop or a short sentence. They're not asking for that. They're asking about, you know what I mean? And that's what I used to mess up my grades because I was just doing it all in one.
Okay.
But question 5 or 4, 5, 38 marks out of 40 all day. Oh
yeah, it was spent to like in the question, and you knew what was happening.
Yeah. Question 5 is like write a story based off this picture.
Oh yeah, they used to give you like a theme or something.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
I used to recycle the same thing, and because I came to a point I'm like, why am I thinking of a new story?
Yeah.
I can just tweak it a bit.
Exactly.
And
Smart.
yeah, so me and I didn't enjoy English. Let me not lie. I wasn't a fan of it, but I was good at the creative part.
Okay.
When it didn't come to reading the text, and when it came to my part where I'm showing my, that was good.
I mean, interestingly, so a subject that I think that's for GCSE. I did GCSE Spanish, and this was my lowest grade. I think in GCSE I got a C for GCSE.
Your lowest grade was a C, so that's wicked.
I was kind of ashamed of that. I didn't really want to tell anyone, to be honest. But very interestingly, I am quite good at Spanish now.
Is it?
I was in Spain 3 weeks ago in Barcelona, doing a concert in Barcelona. And I actually did the whole show, speaking to the audience in Spanish.
Wow.
I greeted them in Spanish.
No way.
I said, on drums, we got this person. On bass, we got this person. Hi, my name is Sultan Stevenson. I'm from London. Yeah, I've been playing piano for blah, 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 blah. That's the similar kind of intro that we did 20 minutes ago. I did that same intro in Spanish. But the irony is, in school, I wasn't actually very good at Spanish. So I think after I kind of started listening to more Spanish literature and more like reading Spanish literature and listening to Spanish kind of programs and stuff.
Yeah.
So my Spanish actually got really, really good. But yeah, it's just weird. In school, I didn't really like. I found language was really, really boring. Maybe it was the teachers, but
Oh shit! But yeah, so sorry for cutting you. So you said Miss Giorgio, and then
year 9 was. Miss Benja, you remember Miss Benja?
I know that name. I cannot picture no one. I'll be real. Nah.
Right, and then year 10 was.
Oh wait, no.
Year 10 was Mr. Utley. Remember Mr. Utley? Tall guy.
Yeah, glasses. Yeah.
Then year 11 was. She left. Like, do you remember Miss Conway?
Yeah.
And then. It was also because, and then
I remember when her like induction was in my lesson.
Oh,
actually.
her test lesson.
Yeah.
Man.
I remember her though. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got lots of stories about her. And then it changed to Miss Gadsden.
Okay.
Miss Gadsden, I can't pronounce her name. Australian lady. But yeah, those were my English teachers. Good maths teachers as well. I remember Mr. Walker. Remember Mr. Walker?
Ginger guy.
No. That's Watson.
Oh yeah, close.
Yeah, I had a guy. I had Miss Sarpong.
Sarpong. Yeah, I remember Miss Sarpong. I gave her hell, man. I can't lie. You know what it was?
She was cool.
She was a very good teacher. Yeah. You know what it was? So obviously, I was on my side. I was top set all the way up to year 11,
Right.
and then I was the dumbest smart guy in the class. Yeah, it's mad. I'm seeing everyone getting 9s. I'm the guy. I'm getting 7s or something, which ain't bad. But I'm the dumbest smart guy.
Right.
So they said, "Yep, see you later."
Your side was full of smart people, man.
Yeah, I had for Duma.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Serious people.
Yes. Yeah. So I was the dumbest smart guy.
Arguably, your side might have been smarter than my side.
You think so?
I think so. Honestly, I think the proportion of smart people was higher in that.
Yeah.
That set. I mean, both sets had.
Yeah.
Both sides have not so smart people, but I mean, I think your side definitely had it more together. I think for behaviour, we had it together.
Yeah. My side was, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed everything. Like, school was fun for me. But
I remember thinking, like, your side, I would not want to be on your side. It just...
There's no way, I would never want it to be on your side.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, that is so dead. Like,
that's what we're saying about your side, man.
Our side was lit.
How? Who? Nah, man.
Like, Tariq, we had...
Hey, that's it. Hey, that's true. That's mad. It's mad still. Would you ever want to go back to
Woodson?
Not the school in general, but like teaching environment. Well, I guess you technically teach though.
I do.
But I guess in a school though, like.
No, I mean, I don't know what the future holds, but to be a classroom music teacher.
Yeah.
Me personally, yes and no. Yes, because I really would want to. Because right now, I mean, music and arts in terms of secondary school is a very dying thing. There's actually loads of secondary schools that don't have a music department whatsoever.
Wow.
They don't offer music as like in the curriculum. Like in year 7, year 8, there is no such thing as music lessons. That is it's a real kind of tragedy. Because schools are, obviously money is tight, we're in a financial crisis, and schools are putting way more money and resources towards like STEM, so like maths and engineering and those kind of more academic subjects, ICT and stuff like that. So music is a very kind of dying thing. So I would actually want to be someone who would champion the arts and hold the flag up for creative individuals and creative kind of things and people that think creatively. So on that front, yeah, I would do it, but on another front, I don't know. I don't feel that's my environment. I'm someone who doesn't like kind of doing the same thing every day. I like different things.
Yeah.
I like to know that like my week, 3 weeks from now is going to be different to what my week looks like next week. I like variety. I'm a big one for, I like variety. I like surprise.
Yeah.
I like to go to a ton of places. I like to see different countries. I like to meet new people. So on that front, maybe the school thing might not be the best for me because I like variety. I like to do different things, which is why I do like what I do now because it gives me that kind of variety of different places. This week looks different to the next week. Maybe like this week I'm doing such and such and such. Next week I'm doing this and that. I like that kind of that mix kind of thing.
With me, obviously, a lot of people know I do a lot of stuff like for the community. Kind of like trying to push the youth into doing positive stuff, you know. So I'm currently in the school environment, but the main reason why I enjoy it is because I can reminisce. Like, so I worked in the secondary. Like, primary done with that. That is, I can never. Like, it's too hard, man. The responsibility is nuts. Where like all the kids there, it's a bit funnier, you know, like can relate to them, and I can remember like stuff that they're doing. Obviously, I'm getting onto them saying that don't be doing it, but I was doing that. I was doing that. I know what you're on. You get me? So sometimes it's not like I'm gonna like kind of blind eye. I get onto them. But I'm like, you could be a bit better, a bit sneakier. Like, I was getting away with that. You can't get away with that with me. Come on, man, you got to do better than that. But it's cool. Like, I enjoy it. I can see a massive difference though, in terms of generations. Like, they're nothing like us. I'll be real. Like, it's
better behaved.
No, it's not even that. It's just kind of different. Like, I guess as far as like, there's a lot of social media.
Because when we were growing up, it was like social media. It was there. Phones were there. I remember in year 7, there was many people that had a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Me included.
I had a BlackBerry still.
Yeah, I remember. I only got that in year 8.
Okay.
Year 7, I was rocking with like a Nokia.
Okay. Yeah, everyone has iPhone now, but everyone had a different phone.
Back then, iPhone, no one really had iPhone.
Nah, they didn't.
The rich people in our school, they had iPhone.
Yeah.
It was the BlackBerry thing. That's it.
Yeah, back in the days, that guy had a Samsung, Sony Ericsson, BlackBerry.
Maybe Motorola.
Something
like that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. So I want to speak about a bit about your family now.
Course,
So you said you're from Barbados.
Yep.
How does the culture, I guess, maybe influence not just your music but life in general? Like, how do you find it?
For me, I thought about this question a lot, to be honest. I also just for the sake of the audience, I was born in this country. I've been to Barbados like maybe 5-6 times. My dad, he was born in he was actually born in St. Vincent. He's born in St. Vincent.
Okay.
He moved to Barbados 2 weeks after he was born. So he's basically
yeah.
He's raised in Barbados. His dad, my granddad, he was fully Bayesian. Same thing with his mum, my grandmum. Then on my mum's side, as I said, she grew up in Dalston. Both of her parents are Bayesian, fully. So her dad, my granddad, he was Bayesian. He grew up in Barbados. He left the country maybe age 20 to come over here amongst the whole Windrush kind of thing that was happening, the mass migration. Similar with her mum, my grandmum, she was Bayesian. She grew up in a place called Boscobel, Barbados, kind of again all up north. So both sides of my family, my grandparents, they were all up north, St. Lucie kind of people, all them kind of Checker Hall, all them kind of places. So yeah, I mean, but in terms of how that influences me, I think it's definitely a thing of. I feel I'm still kind of discovering that side of my person, of my identity. I feel it's something definitely I've been discovering. Like when I was growing up, I didn't really. This might sound weird to say, but I didn't really consider myself Bayesian. Like if someone said, "Oh, where are you from?" I wouldn't say Barbados. I'd say London. I'd say England.
You know, obviously, so with me, I was actually born here, but I moved there when I was like, before I was 1 year old, I was like 5 months old or something, because my dad's from there. And similar to you, my mom's family, they're also from there. So my mom's born here. You get me? So, it might be a long lost cousin, you never know him.
But it's small, everyone knows
a small island, bruv. But my dad's a musician over there. I've grown up there for a few years and I'm always back over there. So that's nuts to think, you know, because most of the time, like
I think like now it's different. I'd say I was born here, but my parents.
Because you know what, with me, obviously I'll be like I'm from Barbados, and people be like, who? What? What's that? Yeah. But then I'm talking back in the day, no one even knew what Barbados was. I guess.
Rihanna, people like
Rihanna, I guess helped like push it. And that.
And even politically, we have the fabulous Prime Minister Mia Mottley, who's really doing amazing, especially in the UN, speaking up about very important issues that no one is really speaking up about, and especially in terms of furthering and developing Barbados's kind of UN representation. She's done an amazing job. So she's definitely done a lot for Barbados on that front. But still, I mean, you're right. Like no one really knows where Barbados is. Yeah. Or if they know a very kind of narrow perspective on it. They know, it's that's where rich people go. Simon Cowell has a house there.
Yeah.
Or you go there if you have a lot of money and you can afford to take your family there, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever. But people don't really know what life is like for actually Bajans in that country, which is it's a very hard thing for people who actually live there. The cost of living in Barbados is very, very expensive.
One thing I can tell you is when I used to go on holiday there, vegetables, the price there is ridiculous. Brother,
you been to Jordan's? I know Jordan's. Or like Massey?
Yeah, of course, bruv. Exactly, in Massey, bruv.
Yeah, it's crazy. Fresh chicken is very, very expensive.
It's nuts.
Ice cream, ice cream is like what?
Nah, but to be fair, some of the ice cream there though, so that I understand that. But come on, man, like why? That's why I guess everyone there grows their own stuff.
Yeah, but even milk, you want like some milk. Like, hey, what's the price of milk?
That's one. The milk there tastes nice though.
It does.
It's
fresh, but it's expensive. I can't afford to eat it.
The milk is like probably 2 liters max, or 1 liter. It's like a juice carton, and it costs more than. You see what I'm saying? But it just tastes nice though. I'll be real. Like, you know what's mad? I can drink that milk by itself. No cap. I don't need cereal. I can just. I like their milk. It's nice. It's not like English. It's not the same.
It's fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh. It's actually all them additives and preservatives.
I don't know, but it tastes nice to me, man. But you were saying the cost of living and stuff is nuts over there.
Yeah, it's mad. It's crazy there. I guess going back to your question, it's something I've definitely come into more. Obviously, the first time I went to Barbados was actually year 7. I remember it so clearly because my mum wrote to the school saying, "Look, he's never been Barbados. We want to take him to see his grandparents and his cultural identity and stuff." And the school blessed it, and they said, "Yeah, you can go." So that was the first time I went, and then I think the next time was maybe year 9, year 10, year 11. Then way more for to see different parents, different kind of funerals, all kinds of different things there. So again, it's definitely something that, like in primary school, I definitely wasn't really aware of it at all, I'd say. But as I grew older, it's something that I kind of grew into. And like now, it's something I'm still kind of discovering. I mean, to be honest, now, like the last time I was in Barbados was about a year and a half ago in February of 2023. And I was saying to you, we were having this conversation before we jumped on here, is I have an interesting relationship to Barbados. I love it, but I don't love it at the same time. I think it's a very cruel place to people that aspire to real kind of greatness. It's a very self-contained island. Like, it's very hard, I think, to actually get out there and to maybe push to go to America or to go to anywhere in Europe, maybe the UK or something. I think for people who have creative interests, I think it's a very unforgiving place. I think it doesn't actually allow you to flourish into what you want to do creatively. If you're a musician, I don't think there's a lot of infrastructure. If you're maybe you're into art or painting, I don't think there's a lot there for you. If you aspire to be like an actor, I don't think there's anything there for you. You know, I think it's a great place on many fronts, but in terms of actual giving people resources and opportunity to better themselves and to make a living, you know, to literally just make a living, I don't think Barbados is the greatest place for that, in my opinion. I don't know what do you think?
I hear you still, but like I said, remember, you got to go there. You're going there at one of the most boring times. When you get there in during like Copper, you'll see a lot of the art and stuff they got to offer, because it's usually fun, like for me anyway, isn't it?
But I think more for like someone who actually wants to build a career.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And to branch out, maybe to branch out to other creators in other countries, or maybe even other islands. I don't think Barbados is the place. But interestingly, I was in St. Lucia like 2-3 months ago on holiday. That's the first time have you been?
I ain't been. You know what? I've been saying this. I want to go to other places, man.
Yeah.
I need to.
But it's amazing because all the other places, they look up to Barbados. Like Barbados is almost a London. Like, you know how people maybe from Wolverhampton or from, I don't know, maybe some like Sheffield or one of these kind of quay places in the UK, like their dream is to come to London or to maybe go to Manchester or something. It's similar in the other the smaller Caribbean islands. Their dream is to go to Barbados or to go to Jamaica or to go to Trinidad. These are almost the Caribbean capitals of the Caribbean, and they aspire to go to those places. So I guess it's all, at the same time, I guess it's all relative. It's like if you're from maybe somewhere in St. Lucia and you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to become like you want to set up your own business. I think someone like that, their dream is to go to Barbados. But for someone like me who's grown up in London, I couldn't think of anything worse than moving
I see what you mean.
to Barbados. It's a very interesting dynamic.
Because I guess like where we are is a bit more advanced and
Or imagine you wanted to set up a podcast in Barbados. It's like the reach you can get in London and the resources that are available, like even a space like this doesn't exist in Barbados. I can't think of a studio in Barbados with this kind of equipment and this kind of like 24-hour kind of, maybe not 24-hour, but this kind of access. I can't think of a place.
They therefore got it. I guess it's just that having the connections maybe or possibly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess everything, there's something everywhere. It's just that it's not.
You gotta find it.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. So, what musicians are you listening to?
Ooh, me right now. I'm actually listening to Stormzy.
You know what's funny? Me and my boy Shams, he ended up calling me in the other episode. We're rapping to Stormzy because it was playing on the radio, innit? We're talking about the incident at the Brit Awards time, and he's talking about Shut Up and stuff like that came out after that. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's
I'm listening to kind of like new Stormzy where he's doing all the singing.
Yeah, he had. That's what we were talking about. His transition. We were saying like, man went from tell my man shut, and then he's
like, no, I know, but I really respect what he's doing. He's kind of outsourcing, and he's working with an artist called Jacob Collier now, who is like in a completely different artistic arena to him.
Yeah.
And he's collaborating with all these different artists, and I think it's very special. I think he's doing a really great thing for the art form and for urban kind of music in general. So I really do. I love it. I love listening to it.
Yeah, that's sick. What? Who else? Now, what genre?
I mean, I'm into loads of different music. I love classical music. I love jazz music, obviously. I don't know if you're aware of this right now, but there's a massive movement of Afrobeat mixed with jazz.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a really big, growing kind of thing now.
Okay.
Of like people who are actually able to set up massive concert halls and kind of big, like to headline even like wireless and stuff. There's a group called Ezra Collective.
Okay.
Who kind of mix like Afrobeat with jazz and other kind of genres, who are able to do amazing things that were once only afforded to like really kind of big mainstream artists. So there's a massive movement, definitely, of African American art in jazz mixed with kind of West African / UK kind of music. So there's a real kind of great thing happening in jazz in this country amongst young people right now, because a lot of people think that jazz is kind of old people's music. It's boring. It's like instrumental. Like it's something that old people listen to or something. But it's not. It's a very diverse kind of music that's accessible to loads of different cultures.
I think it's kind of cool. Like you see, imagine if you're. Imagine walking into, which is even better, walking into a restaurant and you're getting greeted to like, like you know what I mean? Like it's a nice setting.
Of course,
you know what I mean? It's nice and calm, cool. You know what I mean? I think it's cool.
But people are actually taking it out of that setting now and putting it on the stage, which is a whole different.
Yeah. If I'm honest, I'll be real. I'll be lying if I said I knew any jazz. No, there's one I knew. Yeah, you probably know what I'm talking about.
No, go ahead,
she died because she was in a setting where people were always smoking. She got like lung cancer.
Oh, I know exactly.
You know who I'm talking about. I don't know her name, but she was like a.
Yeah, I do know who you mean.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, I've been tapped in, but I'm not like in. But it's cool.
It's
you know what I mean?
thing,
Like I hear it. Like man. You know that what's it called? Oh shoot, I can't remember what it's called, man. But yeah, that's one. I always have to ask a dumb question as well on the podcast.
Yeah,
I've got two actually. Well, if you, no, this one of them isn't. I'll say a dumb question, but has there ever been a time where you like, man's done, like, you fell out of love with the game, like, you know? And another thing I wanted to know, because I can relate to this, which is why I'm asking this. Has there been a time where you had a break from the piano or any instrument, and you forgot? Because this question's for me, because I forgot how to play. Right. Obviously, I tried to teach myself, innit? Yeah. Man, lost it. Yeah. Has there been a time where, do you think if you ever stopped for maybe over a year, you'd lose it, or it's installed in your brain that man can? That's a
good question. I mean, if I was to stop playing, let's say someone transported me to like a remote island, there's no pianos there, I could come back next year. I'd be pretty confident that nothing would really drop.
Okay, see, yeah.
Once you know it, you know it.
Okay, see, that means I didn't know it then, car. Man, I'm on reset. Man's
the batteries.
The batteries, man. I'm on nothing. I can't remember. I can do the basic, like happy birthday, like G, A. You get me?
Yeah.
But done. And I'm kind of disappointed, man.
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't, the batteries, man. If I didn't, you know what I mean? If I didn't have to, the man's back at step one. But
I think, and then to answer your first question of, has there ever been a time when I'm just like, I'm over this? I don't think, this is an interesting question. I don't think there's ever been that time per se. I think more for me, it's more of a thing of, sometimes I question if I can really do this. Can I really make a living out of playing music? That's a very tricky thing to do. That's a very, very hard thing to do. And to be able to aspire to the same aspirations that some of my peers have in other kind of industries. I know I have loads of friends that pursued more conventional degrees. Like they did maths degrees and then they did, I don't know, they maybe go into an internship in a bank and now earn loads of money and can think about buying their own house, or maybe even buying their mum a house, or buying a car, or whatever it is. As a musician, these things can be very, very kind of far-fetched for us. Like, it's also fed to us, I guess, in universities that you'll graduate and you'll struggle. You graduate and you, for the next 5 years or whatever, you will struggle, and you have to do kind of all kinds of things that you probably don't want to do, but you have to make money and pay rent somehow. And for me, it's always been a thing where I don't buy that. I'm not going to internalize that as my reality. I refuse to internalize struggle. I'm not part of that kind of thing. Sometimes that can be hard because all around me I've got people telling me that what you're doing, that's a bit too much, or you're doing too much, or your dreams are too big, or with what you do, that's never going to happen. But I've never really let that. I try my hardest to not let that get to me, and to still aspire to the same things that my peers aspire to, who aren't musicians. And to just, like, all the usual stuff of set goals and check in on those goals and set kind of like New Year's resolutions and try your best to chase those New Year's resolutions. And I am seeing the results. I'm seeing things happen, and I'm going to different countries. And
I think that's cool. Imagine that you're going to. I should have asked this earlier. I guess like how the band and stuff formed together, and how you've managed to get these opportunities to go abroad. Because that's wicked. Like imagine that. Yeah. I'm going. Sorry, I can't make it. I gotta go to Italy. Like, gotta perform. Like that's sick. You're doing something you love. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's true. I mean, it's that, but I want more. I'm not even happy with where I'm happy, but I want more.
I mean, that's important, because once you get comfortable, you can't
stay there.
Exactly.
You stay at that level.
It's always good to be having goals and reaching to go further. Anyway, so
I mean, it's a great thing. Like it works as, for example, I have an agent. I have almost a small team around me. An agent who it's his job to take care of all of the nitty gritty things. For example, yesterday a venue approaches, I guess, him because he represents me as an artist.
Yeah.
And they say, look, we like what Sultan, what he does. We like his music. We like his whole thing. We have a festival out. This is such a real life situation. So next year in March, I'm going to the Netherlands to do a concert in the Netherlands. And the program was like, look, we've seen him. We like what he does. We're going to offer him this amount of money. We'll pay for his flights. We'll pay for his hotel. Everything's paid for. Is he able to do it? And that's how it works. It's as that. And then my agent will take care of my plane tickets. So I don't have to worry about, did I miss like a 4 on the passport number? Or any of that kind of stuff. That's his job to do. So he just sends me the ticket and says, look, on such and such a date, you're going to the Netherlands. This is your plane ticket. This is where you're staying. This is a general kind of timetable of what you can do throughout the 3 days or whatever. And that's kind of my life. It's like just.
Because you know what's there's therefore a lot of people that will be inspired by this, especially those into music, wanting to go down the same path. Man, I lost track with what I wanted to say with that, but I feel like it's good that you're able to, especially from this area. I don't know anyone that's doing what you're doing. If that makes sense. Yeah. So like, in my eyes, you're gonna be one of the first from Tottenham
to break through.
Do you get me? So I think you're doing very well.
Thank you.
And that's something that's I'm looking forward to see in the future.
Because in the future, what I would love to do is to be able to do this almost maybe twice every month, to go out to a concert hall and play a concert hall, to come to go to Heathrow and then come back, and then maybe you have like 3 days to rest and then you got to be out again. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's very tiring as well.
Yeah.
Like for Italy, I was out for the day in the daytime, came back to my house, slept from about 3:30 till 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Then got my stuff together. Because with me, when I'm traveling, I don't like suitcases. I like to bring as little things as is humanly possible. I don't like the whole thing of waiting for my suit. I'm not about that. So woke up at 10, packed my bag, had to get to Heathrow for like, 2 in the morning. Flight was at 4 in the morning. So slept on the plane, was so tired. Then luckily there's a travel day. So a travel day, for those who don't know, is a day where you're not playing. It's just a day for traveling. You usually so the playing will be the next day. So going to Italy at very very early in the morning, maybe like 6 in the morning. The guy was there waiting for me with his kind of sick thing saying Sultan Stevenson. So I got in the cab. He took me to my hotel and I slept literally the whole day. Woke up, went down to the hotel to get some dinner. Maybe like walked about just to see Italy. I was in Sardinia, so it's like a really nice kind of island with like nice beaches and Mediterranean kind of vibe. Woke up the next day, did actually got breakfast really really early. Then went to the beach. Went to the beach in Italy, which was lovely. And then got back to my hotel, showered, got dressed to do the concert. Did the concert. Dinner was booked for like I think 10 or something. It's just a nice kind of seafood kind of affair. And yeah, packed my bags to fly out the next day. Took an early morning flight back to London. I mean, it sounds fun. Yeah. It sounds like a dream. It sounds
sick to me.
Yeah, and you get paid quite a lot of money to be able to do these things. But at the same time, it is very taxing. It's a lot. It's a lot of kind of thought that has to go into it. You have to wake up quite early. It can also be very disorientating because you're sleeping in different hotels. Yeah. You're sleeping in different beds. You know, sometimes you forget things that you need as well. And you eat in different foods at kind of weird times as well because these are all different time zones. So your food is kind of, and you don't really have much control over what you eat. You eat what they give you. So it can be very disorientating in a number of different kind of aspects. But I mean, I love it. It's always been a dream. Since secondary school, this is literally what I dreamed of.
That's amazing, man. So there's a few more questions I wanted to ask though. One is, how difficult, because there's no way you write, compose your own music.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
How? Like, if I'm pressing, it's going to sound mad. Like, how do you even make your own sound? Like,
that's a good question. I mean, it's definitely, inspiration comes from a variety of different places. Sometimes it's maybe a feeling that I feel that I found a way to translate that into music. I don't necessarily have to search for the notes. It's just it just kind of comes. It's just a very natural kind of process. Sometimes I listen to something else and I'm inspired by that thing I listen to. Sometimes it's maybe I go to see something. Maybe I go to see not even music. Sometimes it's maybe I go to see like literally 2 weeks ago I was with my girlfriend. We went to see. You heard of Shifters?
Sorry?
You heard this new thing called Shifters?
Where's that?
It's like a new theatre show. Yeah,
okay.
It's like a very black kind of thing. But we came back from seeing that, and I was inspired to write something on the back of that. So I mean, it comes from a variety. Sometimes I read a book, and there's like a line in the book that is like, wow, that's such a profound kind of line. Or maybe it's a poem, or maybe it could be anything. And I take inspiration from that. So inspiration definitely comes from a variety of places. Sometimes it's even like, I don't know, maybe my mum's cooking, I don't know, maybe rice and peas and coleslaw and you into sauce?
Yeah.
Like sometimes it might even be some silly like that. And it's like, wow, that's inspired me to turn that form of creativity into another form of creativity, which is music. So I almost think of it like, it's creative, almost conversions. It's like this form of creativity can be converted into a musical, kind of piano sense of creativity.
Because I was just thinking, so how do you, like, you can't be, even if you're freestyling, there's can't be times I'm like,
just doing your thing.
But then, like, you be like, alright, cool, I did, let me, alright, cool, and then, and then, cool, how can I put that all together? Is that how it works? Because that's, I'm assuming, how it works.
I mean, it can be like that, but sometimes, like this bit that you have that you had in mind for this, then you have another idea, but they don't really work together.
Okay,
that happens a lot. But to be honest, that happens most of the time. You have this idea, and you're trying to almost force it in to work with this thing, but deep down you know it's not working. Like, and then you have to adapt, or you have to just even let the idea go and say, look, this is a great idea, but it doesn't really work with anything. It's almost like people. It's like you can, just because you have two fantastic people who are intelligent and know a lot about a certain thing, if you put them together to work, they're not always going to work well together. it's very dependent on other kind of things. It's the same thing with musical ideas. It's like just because you have two great musical ideas doesn't mean that they'll actually work together. Maybe you need to save something for a later date. So that's a big challenge that I face.
The last question that I guess it's split into two. Has there been a time where live, should I say, where you like my heart be pumping if I'm on the stage? Yeah. Has there been a time where I guess as a creative, like there's ways you can style it out, but like, have you made a mistake where I pressed the wrong key, like because you're not looking at it you could be looking at the audience even.
I know one.
Has there been a time where you boom I pressed the wrong button and you're thinking, oh my days, like has that?
Of course.
How did you fix it? What was going on?
That happens almost every single performance. So I'm be honest, because I'm dealing with jazz, which is improvised music.
Oh yeah.
So that is prone to happen. That happens all the time. But for me, you have to reframe how you think about mistakes. You really have to. It's not a mistake. The mistake you can only make a mistake in how you turn around the situation. If you make a mistake. And then you're like, oh, I just made a mistake. Like, this is terrible. Then you've made a mistake. But if you make a mistake and you think, okay, I've done something that I wasn't planning to do, but let me see if I can turn this around and make something of the situation, and that's not a mistake. So for me, it's about trying to reframe how you think about things, because nothing is a mistake. It's impossible to make a mistake as a creative. It's not possible. It's possible in maybe like kind of non-creative things, like 4 + 4 is not 9.
Yeah.
That's a mistake.
Yeah.
There's no turning that round. There's no styling that out. That's a mistake. But in terms of actually creativity, it's very hard to actually think of what is exactly a mistake, because anything, it's not a mistake, it's an opportunity. And if you don't take the opportunity, then you've made a mistake. But if you turn that mistake into an opportunity to do something else, then you haven't made any mistakes. So for me, it's about trying to reframe how I think about mistakes. They're not mistakes; they're just opportunities.
And what I was thinking about earlier is what would you say? No, in general, actually, what would you say the best country you visited so far? Wow. You're like, yeah, man, I want to come back here.
I've seen a lot of countries.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Can I give 2? Is that right?
No, let's see. Let's see what the options are.
Now, this is surprising, but I would have to say this isn't in any particular order, but one of them would definitely be Texas.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Texas back in March. I did a concert in Texas, which was amazing. And it was incredible. It was like the food was like amazing. All this kind of barbecue kind of meat stuff. Seeing the different people, the American kind of greeting and the kind of warmth that they greet you with, and the openness they have, and they really care about music. They really are very expressive. Well, that's one thing. Like European audiences, when you play to a European audience, they're very reserved. They're very quiet. They're very kind of. They don't really. If they like something, they're not going to actually express it. But with American audiences, if they like something, they're going to let you know they like it. So it's kind of different to have that as a kind of a feedback. Texas would be one thing. The other thing would be, and this is kind of not necessarily for the music, this is for something else, but it would definitely be actually Ireland, Dublin.
Okay.
So in October, literally 1 year ago from now, 1 year before now, I did a set of concerts in across Ireland. So the first one was in Dublin, then I was in a place called Trilly, then I was in Dunleary, then I was in Cork. So Cork was the last show of the series, and that was amazing because the people of Ireland, they love music, and I think it's more for the tour experience was like amazing because imagine this, we got transported in this kind of big van, this kind of big touring van, which is really comfortable, really really lovely. And then I actually played the same grand piano every single concert. So we was driving in the van, but then like behind us there was a van with my grand piano at the back. So you know them big those big pianos. So like that was the same piano. I was playing the same piano every single concert, which was like it's almost unheard of that happens, because these things like grand pianos cost about £200,000.
Yeah.
And then like the people would kind of like take it down and then transport it at the back. Every single concert I'm playing the same piano, which was amazing. And then the hotels that we stayed in were like out of this world. They were so beautiful, like so clean, really great food, good hospitality, and it was like I literally stayed in the hotel every single night, like a really great hotel every single night, which was insane. Again, amazing. And then one thing I do is I also am very much into like sewing, so I make hats. This is a big thing. I made this hat probably like a year ago.
Oh, wicked!
So I have like a ton of hats that I make, and what I do is I sell them at the end of concerts. So I'll be on stage and I'm greeting the audience saying, "Oh, hi everyone, thank you for coming." Blah 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 blah. By the way, and I tried to make some kind of light-hearted joke about it and say, I brought some hats and I like making hats, or something like that. And then this is amazing because the merchandise for my shows is always CDs, vinyl. So this is the kind of old kind of like vinyl LP records, and then hats. And then you'd be surprised, the first things that sell out every single concert is not the CD with the music that I played at the concert. It's not the vinyl. It's always the hats.
Wow.
And this like merchandise in general is very, very powerful, because once someone is a fan, if someone's a fan, they want to buy in. For someone to call themselves a fan, you wouldn't call yourself a fan of, I don't know, you'll say you're a fan of Drake, for example.
Yeah.
You can't really call yourself a fan if you don't know Drake's whole catalogue, if you don't know all of his lyrics, if you don't maybe have some merchandise by Drake, if you haven't been to one of his concerts, you can't properly call yourself a fan. So when someone is a fan of someone, they want to buy in. They want to actually go to the concerts. They want to buy the merch. They want to know all the lyrics to the songs. They want to be the first to listen to their music when it comes out. It's the same thing with my concerts. Is fans want to buy in. They want to buy the merch. They want to get the CD.
Yeah.
They want the person to sign the CD. They want to buy the LP. They want the person to sign the LP. They want to shake the hand of the artist. They want to have a conversation with the artist. They want to buy the hat. And what you can do is you can really actually start to build quite a big income just off of merchandise.
There you go.
Like if I have 100 people that come to a concert and each of these people buy a piece of merchandise, you can make a lot of money off of just merchandise, But it's about growing an audience, building a fan base, and building people that will come back to the show. That's the big thing. Is if you have someone that will come back to a show, you've really done very, very, very well. So to answer your question, it's definitely Texas and Ireland, I'd say.
Yeah, okay, sick. Yeah, talking about merchandise, man. We've got Quality Touch merch.
Yes, of course.
You get me? So if you want to get Quality Touch merch, DM me. Or I'm gonna put the shop on the website online soon. So, but yeah, man, merchandise is massive, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me. Is there anything else that you feel that you might have missed out? Because I know you're doing a lot, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have another record coming out next year. That's quite big.
Perfect. Let them know the date when that's out.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be in March. It comes out, I think, March 28th is the date. And then we have a launch. So we have like an album launch at a place called the South Bank Centre, which is a really prestigious kind of concert hall in London. Loads of people have performed there. People I've always looked up to for ages. So it's a real kind of big opportunity to now play at that venue. It's like, I think it's a 500 capacity venue. 500 seats a venue. So we're really, really excited to play there for the launch. And then we also have a kind of fairly extensive European tour. So I have a date in Hamburg, Germany, the Netherlands, which I was talking about, in Poland, Warsaw, possibly a date also for the St. Lucia Jazz Festival in the Caribbean. A date in Ireland as well, This is many, many different places, but it's very extensive. It's through May, June, July. There's a few things in London. It's amazing. Like, I actually don't really play much in London these days. I'm actually more kind of outside this country. But there's a few kind of things in London that are happening. But yeah, really excited for that. Very. I know this next record. There's a lot kind of weighing in the balance of the direction of my career and different things like that. So I'm hoping that this will kind of do well. I mean, the last one did pretty well, and there's definitely a lot of things I didn't really think would come out of that have come. So I'm hoping that for the next one it will be kind of that, but times 10 or times 100 or something. So I'm very, very excited for definitely the year to come, and also the year next year, and also seeing out this quarter of this year. This has been an amazing year. Looking forward to Christmas as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. What's that? 2 months, I think. Oh man.
Yeah, it's amazing. This year has gone so fast.
Very quick, man.
Incredible. We were only in February, yesterday, and now it's October.
It's crazy. Get ready for my birthday.
When's your birthday?
January. I got a few months.
Mine's in November.
Oh shoot, it's coming up soon, man. It's coming up soon. Sick, man. But yeah, what's the date? March the 28th.
March the 28th, the record releases. And then we have a big show on April 4th at the South Bank Centre. I'm not sure when tickets will go up, probably maybe sometime in December or something, December, January. All the information is also out on my website. My website's called sultanstevenson.co.uk. I'm also on socials from my handles, sultan.stevenson. So I'm always posting all my stuff there. I also have a mailing list as well that's on my website as well, where you can find out all the kind of information way in advance, as opposed to someone who hasn't signed up to the list, who would just receive the information as it comes. So if you want to actually get a kind of a fast forward on the information, then definitely subscribe to the mailing list. It is actually made by me. It's not some person employed to write out stuff about me. It's very much a personal kind of thing. So yeah,
that's one. Yeah, no one wants to miss out. So
yeah,
definitely. Yeah. That's it. So do you have a message as well that you'd like to leave everyone listening today?
You want a kind of inspiration?
Of course, man. What you're doing is very inspirational.
Thank you.
So,
a message. I would say this is maybe a message to. Again, I'm all about creativity, and I'm all about creating new things and change and spontaneous kind of events. So for me, this is, I guess, a message to people who are into a similar kind of thing, of just keep pursuing creation, and keep pursuing creative things. There's a lot of kind of agendas and narratives out there that can very easily actually discourage you from pursuing those kind of ambitions. But there's this phrase in music where this is some of the elders have always said, if you take care of the music will always take care of you. And I think that's true for so many different kind of art forms and disciplines. If you take care of, sports will take care of you. If you take care of, dancing will take care of you. If you take care, the whole thing is, if you take care, I think what they mean by take care is if you invest into it, if you practice, if you try to better yourself, if you wake up early to do what you need to do, if you follow through with the things, the ambitions and the dreams that you have planned to do, if you take care of what it is you're doing, then that thing will in turn take care of you, and that you kind of reap the rewards and the benefits of pursuing that thing. For me, it's music, but for maybe someone listening, it could be anything that you are pursuing. I mean, that's not even a creative thing. That's for anything. If you want to become a doctor, if you take care of the studies will take care of you. If you want to become a lawyer, if you take care of, again, the studies will take care of you. So I think that's my
wicked
message.
Man.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, man. This is Sultan Stevenson's journey to success. It's coming from Tottenham, so trust me, it's gonna be something big in the future, man. Make sure you tap in.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's brilliant, man. But yeah, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Pushing to get 2K on YouTube. Get in there soon. Hit the social media. And yeah, thank you.